bond money, levy money. It's all just money. Why does the school district need more? That's a great question, and a complicated one. Have you ever wondered, despite what your parents have probably told you, how cool it would be if money really did grow on trees? For argument's sake, let's pretend that money actually does grow on trees. If that were true, then running a school district would actually require a forest. For Brunswick City Schools, imagine that half the forest would grow apple money trees and the other half would grow orange money trees. According to state laws, the money growing on the apple trees can only be used for permanent improvement expenses, like new construction or modernization of old buildings. The money growing on the orange trees can only be used for operating expenses, including teachers, counselors, busing, utilities, and instruction. Just like you can't use seeds from an apple to grow an orange, the schools can't use bond money to pay for operating expenses. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's all well and good, but it doesn't change the fact that money doesn't grow on trees, which is exactly why the school district pursued the opportunity to build a new middle school.
Hold on. So you're telling me that the school is out of money? Money doesn't grow on trees? And that's why we're building a new school? What kind of math is this?
In 2017, the state of Ohio recognized that Edwards and Vicentina are in rough shape and beyond repair. In response, Brunswick was offered a giant $18.3 million coupon to build a new facility. The only problem was, this coupon came with an expiration date of August 2018. That's a pretty hefty coupon to turn down, so the district went to the community with the facts. Fact number 1. 2 of our schools are close to 100 years old, and the cost to maintain them is skyrocketing. Fact number 2. The state offered to pay 38% of the bill only if residents passed the bond issue before August 2018. Fact number 3. If the bond issue was not passed, 100% of financial responsibilities for these buildings would fall on the taxpayers and the state would no longer offer any assistance. In response to this information, the community came together in November of 2017 to vote on the bond issue. In that election, the majority of voters agreed that a new middle school was the best option for our community and the bond issue was passed. Thank you, Brunswick! So now that brings us back to our orange trees. Anyone else getting hungry? The last time the schools asked for new orange trees, aka operating dollars, was in 2006. That was 14 years ago. Since that time, the district has managed to stretch our tax dollars despite multiple reductions in state funding, inflation, and rising utility costs. Not to mention exponential advancements in technology and new and evolving curriculums. And that's the good news. The bad news is, because of the way public education is funded in this country, the majority of financial burden falls on local taxpayers. Federal and state funding just isn't enough. Hopefully, with all this in mind, the timing of the new middle school makes more sense. And it's easier to see the forest through the trees. See what I did there? We realize there's still a lot of questions out there about how operating dollars are being spent. We are committed to bringing you the facts, so stay tuned. Keep an eye on our website as we are working to understand your questions and bring you answers. Get the facts, be informed, and we'll see you at the polls on March 17th.